Together with Geeksvana's in-house FPV expert, John Cuppi, we've just come away from a recording with Dave Messina and Josh Cook from FPV Freedom Coalition. You're going to be able to see the full recording of that in a live stream later this week, hosted by myself and John. But there was some very important breaking news which came up within that, which I thought was important to bring the audience today. Dave Messina has information that the initial date, coming this September, for manufacturers to comply with remote ID could well be changing.
It's likely that we will see a delay in the first deadline of the remote ID regulation. It's currently set for 16 September 2022. Kenji Sugahara was able to get a hold of several of the folks in the FAA, and they're working on what's the practical solution for a delay. Personally, I was surprised at that. I think this will benefit smaller manufacturers. The larger manufacturers were effectively all part of the ASTM working group. They all participated. They all were shared it. They have had, that work started in 2016, and we released to the FAA back, so we had pretty much near final draft in December of last year. So these organizations had sufficient time to come up with a integrated remote ID and the standard remote ID. That said, if you're a smaller organization, it's not so easy. And I fully appreciate what it takes to create an electronics module with 2 radios on it, as well as write the software to support it. So that's the crux of why the FAA is contemplating a delay on only the first deadline. There is no thought on pushing out the second deadline of September 2023. So that's late breaking, and we wanted to mention that.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And I think that's something which has a potential, of course, to have more impact on the FPV community side of things, because, of course, there are so many more smaller manufacturers in that space than there are, of course, on the GPS side of things. On the GPS side of things, someone like DJI, I'm sure, has a whole floor right now in their headquarters dedicated to how do we deal with remote ID. And they, as you say, they have this down. But those smaller organizations that perhaps have been holding off, waiting for the RDQ stuff to get dealt with, etc., that type of thing. So they, their financial and business decisions are, of course, much more shorter term and much more impactful. So perhaps it will give them more time to be ready, which is a good thing. So I suppose if you're thinking of a ready to fly kit, now's the time to buy one. Then I would say is that it's probably one of the messages there. But
well, yeah, we hope that the message is being received that don't hesitate. Fly now, purchase. If you're thinking of purchasing it, but we're holding off because of remote ID, don't. We think that we've got enough ways that you can continue to fly where and how you want to fly, and so. We hope that folks don't hesitate. We're passionate about this hobby and industry, and we think it's great for kids as well as adults.
So they have it. Some breaking news on the remote ID situation. Thank you very much to Dave Messina from the FPV Freedom Coalition. There's a link in the description to their site. And YouTube seems to think you want to watch this video next. Were they right? Sean out.